Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Hello, athletes. It's good to have you all here today. Sorry that we had a little bit of a delay. Marissa's throwing curveballs at us.
I messed it up.
Mother Nature. This is the Addict to Athlete home-based meeting, typically done live and in person, but because the weather has turned, and we actually have a meeting room that will be hopefully jumping in November 1st.
The plan is coming up November, we'll have a place to meet for Utah County. This is our meeting tonight. Next week, our meeting will be at the Chubby's Cafe is hosting a fundraiser for us. So anyone that goes to eat there between 4 and 9 p.m. and it is at the Pleasant Grove location. Let's see, Tooele, Payson, and Vineyard. Next Tuesday, the 19th, a portion of the proceeds will come to Addict to Athlete. So please, that will be our meeting next week, is enjoying Chubby's, and it is phenomenal food. It's so good. I'm a great friend with the owner, Tom, and he is a great man, and he's so good.
Tom's done this for other addiction recovery groups as well.
Yes, and he's done some for us, and he always donates to our silent auction. And so please go visit Chubby's any other time, but we would love it if you do next Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there's that. There's also John Bozon and the run that we're going to be doing with him. Is that next weekend as well?
That is this coming weekend. It's on our website. If you go to the events calendar, we also have another program called Rental Share. An old neighbor of ours is doing a consignment. He has started a business that will be kind of like renting out sports equipment and recreational stuff, kayaks, stuff like that. And he is right now, he's hoping to open a whole warehouse where they can buy and sell and rent stuff. And so this Saturday from 9 to 2, and I've posted that on all of our social media and our website. If you have something, winter gear, skis that you want to get rid of, you take it into them. They will help you sell them less, like 15, 20% that they will donate to Addict to Athlete. So they will just sell it for you. They'll advertise it, everything. And then they're just trying to get some of their, what is it? Gear set up, because next year they will have a warehouse. So it's kind of a cool thing.
Brilliant.
Just
Project Self too.
Go through your closets, they are in Orem, and go donate any or get rid of your stuff. You can just give it to them and they will sell it for all of the proceeds. But if you'd like to sell something, they will sell it for you. And I think it is less 20%, which is pretty awesome.
And I want to thank everybody for coming out for the county to county relay. Great success. It was awesome to sit back and watch Team Addict to Athlete, rely on one another to get from the Utah County line all the way up to downtown Salt Lake to the state capitol in honor of raising money and funds for Project ELF. You can still donate to Project ELF. We have links all over social media.
That fundraiser will be open until Halloween. Our goal is to get 5,000, but you are also welcome to donate anywhere on our website on the donate button. Also, Facebook has a donate button that you can donate on, and we'd love to have any help we can get. That is leads me into the next announcement is we now have applications open for Project ELF. For those of you who may be listening, or if you know of somebody in, the Wasatch Front area that may need help this Christmas season, somebody in recovery that, kind of can't really make ends meet right now, have them email me, Marissa, at Addict to Athlete, toathlete.org, and I will get an application to them that they can get filled out. We want to get these coming in as soon as possible because Christmas is right around the corner and it takes a lot. I think last year we did about 50 kids. The year before, we've done up to almost 100. So it takes some effort to get all those things going.
We'd like to get this done before, get all the lists back in. What did you say? Around, what is it?
Probably the first week of November, if possible.
At the latest. Halloween, if possible.
Yeah.
Right. So, it takes a lot of work, and we have to put all of our elves into motion to get the fundraising effort, or to get the purchasing up and running. So thank you all so much. Again, you can still download, or you can still donate through there. So athletes, real quick, I also wanted to show you something that you guys may not be aware of. Now, again, I love the fact that we can get people to donate to Team Addict Athlete, but I love the fact that we can also give you something back. I feel as though, when we ask for donations and stuff, I love it. It's amazing watching the fundraising efforts. But did you know that Team Addict Athlete has a fundraising platform by which you can benefit?
Yeah.
I want to share with you guys a little bit of what I'm talking about here with our Patreon program. So Patreon is a program by which you can sign up for specific tiers. We have I think 5 or 6. I'll show you guys.
Tiers, yeah.
And what it is extra bonus content. What I've decided to do for, the Patreon subscribers is give you guys early access to the extracurricular recovery program. This is a program that we have built to help in recovery, to help overcome trauma, to help overcome mental health issues, and kind of understand more about the role you play in life. We are going to be putting all 62 of these in motion. These are anywhere from 15 to 20 to sometimes 30 minutes, and they are all principles that Team Addict Athlete abides by. And these are the things that we bring in every weekday too, as it pertains to our extracurricular recovery playbook. Yep. So you get all kinds of recovery tools here at your disposal. Many of the current Patreon subscribers are using this for their own recovery purposes, and it's awesome because there are assignments, there are goals to set. One of the biggest ones that uses it is Sensei KP. He emails me like religiously and gives me his updates,
assignments,
and a few others. And so it is an amazing resource for you if, in fact, you either A, feel like you want to begin the process of recovery, B, maybe you want to learn more about addiction, C, maybe you have trauma or mental health that you want to learn more about, maybe trauma you want to overcome. These little blurbs and the attributes and principles of Team Addict Athlete in the recovery playbook will definitely help you. So the cool thing about this is you guys can download and listen to these. Once you got them, you've got them. There are, I said, 21 right now, 20 right now, but we do sometimes 1 to 2, sometimes 3 episodes a week on here. And it really is kind of something that you can use. This is Team Addict Athletes, guts of the team right here.
Yep.
So to do that, you can jump on patreon.com/addicttoathlete, sign up for tier $2 a month, gives you all the bonus content. Anything above that gets you into situations with perks and t-shirts and exclusive deals and shout outs and all kinds of stuff that's fun. But you help support Team Addict Athlete's mission to help create more content, get more podcasts, be able to kind of subsidize some of the costs that's accumulating to host a website to get this stuff out. So I love this effort for you guys because it's giving something back.
Yeah. And for anyone that's really interested in just extra help, this is a way to get recovery from your couch, your home, and it's got some really great content.
Yes, you click on these bad boys here. And this is, your whole kit and caboodle right here. This is, comes up with a little description on what it is. And then you just go ahead and play it. And you got it. So right now we only have 21 patrons, but man, jump on here, you guys. Jump on and get the recovery process going.
Yeah, you can do $2 up to $100 a month and anything in between. Those are just kind of the set ones we have, but you can do $22.53 if you want.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. However much you truly want to do would work for us.
And we'd love it.
Okay, athletes, today we're going to talk a little bit about what this team does and what it has to offer. The cool part about what Team Addict Athlete does as it pertains to your recovery and the principles that you can find therein. Kind of important when we look at aspects to your recovery. So if you're going to take your mark and get yourself ready to start this program, this is a great way for you to do so. So what do you think I mean, Marissa, when we talk about taking your mark?
Getting ready.
Absolutely.
Where you step up to the mark.
It's where you literally step up to the plate and get ready to go, right? So athletes, the one thing about Team Addict Athlete that I've really appreciated is the camaraderie. And when we say, athletes take your mark, that means get ready to start to prepare yourself to change your world, change your life. This is an active oriented type program. Means you got to be active in your recovery. You can't just be on the sideline. You've got to be involved and engaged, actively engaged even, if you want to make this a part of your life. And I think that when we kind of play small, we forget what we're doing, who we are. So this is about taking your mark, get ready to go. Every one of us has a starting line in life, and you've got to pick one when you're ready to start this process of recovery. If you suffer from low confidence when you commit to sobriety, or find this is a way to boost some of that self-esteem, it feels like a monumental task. It's like, man, I've got this whole marathon of life to start running. Yeah. How in the world am I going to do this? Well, you pick your starting line. It's about recreating your life and taking your place in recovery, to face feelings that you've suppressed, to face maybe trauma that you pushed aside, to increase some self-worth, and to get rid of your anxiety. Team Addict II Athlete offers a team approach. And I love the fact that a lot of people think that we are like specifically and only a program designed for working out. Yeah. We are not, are we?
No, we do a lot more than that.
This Project ELF thing should be an indicator that we do a lot more than just running, recreation, and whatnot. And remember, when you take your place, you're committing yourself to recreate your life, to reestablish it. Now, I love this recreate concept. I stole this from you.
Yes, you did.
Why did I steal this from you? Why is that such a cool principle?
Recreate is the root word of recreation, but I guess create is to bring about, and recreate is to bring about again. So when, if you're recreating, if you're participating in different types of recreation, you're bringing about new life, you're bringing about activity, joy. And so to recreate your life in recovery is what it's really about.
Truly, 100%. Yeah. So this is what it is. You've got to know about some of these attributes. Now, did you guys know that low self-esteem works in a cycle? It's kind of an interesting thing. First, you feel kind of bad about yourself because of all the mistakes you've made. And this is typically where you start feeling like, man, I better surrender and maybe raise that white flag and maybe do something about my addiction, right? Yeah. And then comes the stress that all the mistakes that you've made really have put you in a position to where you might feel like you are so far behind that starting line that it's get the why try. Don't have a mindset like that. Be mindful of how important it is for you to start wherever you are. Your starting line isn't a destination you have to hit before you start. It's exactly where you are. And if we don't get that start line and we think we have to like earn something or do something, then relapse is prone and you never quite get off the block, right? Yeah. And that cycle continues. And I think that when we look at low self-esteem, we have to understand and remember what this is. Low self-esteem is self-neglect, creates anxiety, social withdrawal, eating disorders, mistrust, fear of new challenges, and worry. A lot of people hold back on Team Addict II Athlete because they feel or believe that they have to already be in world-class shape. If that were the case, this program would have never have gotten off the blocks itself. Yeah. You do not have to be in peak physical condition, nor will you achieve it unless you are fully and actively engaged. But neglecting yourself, Marissa put a post up this week that I absolutely loved. It talked about investing in yourself. It talked about we had no problem, spending hundreds of dollars a week on cigarettes, hundreds of dollars a week on beer and alcohol, all these things that take away from the experience of life. Yet, will we pay $2 a month to get bonus material for life coaching?
Or somebody says, oh, yeah, I think you need to get therapy and counseling. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's too much. That's out of my budget. Mm-hmm. Really, it's what are your priorities? Even our daughter today, she's been booked, Savannah, she just books herself and she's like, I just need 5 minutes to relax. And that's kind of the joke here at our house. And I said, you know what? You could have done that on Saturday, but guess what? She booked herself all day Saturday with this little dance activity she wanted to do. And she's like, stop. She got all mad. I'm like, it's about priorities. That was important to you. So that's where you put your money and your time and your effort. So, you have to decide what's really important to you and what are you willing to sacrifice to get something else, something better. And it really is up to you.
Now, this anxiety part of low self-esteem, I really want you athletes to pay attention to, because you will find that there will be people that want to invest in this team and in this program, but don't dare because of anxiety. We need your help to bridge the gaps, to extend the fellowship, to show people that we are a very different recovery group. And I think you all know that. One thing I love that I'm like, I will make sure that our podcast never slip to is war storing and doing things of that nature. We are a action-oriented motivational program. Yep. We don't focus on the substances that you use. We don't care what you used. In fact, because of that principle, we've been able to adopt so many people onto the team that don't have addictions at all, but have a loved one. And we realize that we're not so different. So, neglecting yourself and having a high stress, I guess, experience of anxiety will keep you away from this team. Mm-hmm. But if you trust the first attempt in getting on the team, you're going to have a different experience.
Well, so what I love is there's so many ways to get involved with the team or find out about our philosophy, how we do things online, that you don't have to go to a meeting and see anybody face to face. That can be scary, going to like a new meeting where you think everyone knows each other, and I don't know anyone. But we do these Zoom things quite often. Every Wednesday, we have our podcasts, our Tuesday meetings. We really always try to go live on them. So it doesn't even matter where you are, that you can go, so that if there is a local meeting somewhere where you're at, that we'd want you to just get that courage and just come through the door sometime.
So the Addict II Athlete team philosophy that we've had since day one, in fact, we had this before we had anything else, is our erase and replace philosophy. The erase and replace philosophy is based off the premise of, if we're going to help you erase addiction, we have to replace it with something or some things of greater value. Now, listen to me when I say this. It means that you are going to be able to I guess, invest in yourself in a way by letting the bad stuff go, mm-hmm. and replacing it with the stuff that is going to bring, success and relationship and sobriety, into your life. Now, I have no idea what you just showed me, because are
we recording?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Just making sure.
Well, I wish you guys could see the note you just sent me. Put that in front of the camera. How in the world? No. I need you to show the listeners.
Well, I used to have a whiteboard and I would write on it and show you, but I don't know.
Looks like you have 20,000 words written on there, and I'm supposed to see the word "Are we recording?"
I tried to circle
what a nerd
message. I'm out.
Erase and replace that. Here,
I'm out of message paper.
I'm going to hand you a whole set of Post-its.
Post-its. I like Post-its.
I'm like, what? All right. You can see we are professionals through and through. So the erase and replace philosophy. Now, here's the deal. If I'm going to ask you to stop using alcohol, then I've got to help you as a coach of Addict II Athlete, as a mentor to you, and hopefully as someone that can be part of your recovery process, I guess, find something that has a greater return on investment than alcohol. Mm-hmm. This is the thing that I think we don't understand about what erase and replace is. It means if I'm going to ask you to stop using, then I'm going to help provide experiences, service opportunities, active engagement into everything Team Addict II Athlete, so that you have a backup plan for a backup plan for a backup plan. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I think, and I hope that some of our team who participated in the county to county relay are listening, because I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There was a reason you guys did not see Coach Jensen and Coach Blu a lot this weekend.
Yep.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Why?
We're giving new people a chance to lead, to organize, to create, and to be part of this team in a bigger way, because we've got some amazing athletes doing amazing things who we kind of forced them to step up and they did phenomenal. They really did phenomenal. And I watched as Kenny and Earl kind of led that team all the way from the county line, all the way to the state capitol. Yeah. I watched Liz, the first one arriving at the county line and the last one to leave. And there was a reason why we held back athletes. And it was because this isn't our team, it's your team. Yeah. We
need to also give you the opportunity and the platform to be able to show off your leadership skills. If you guys saw on the Patreon, there's a leadership tag. that we did just the other day, and that was about giving you opportunities to flex some of the muscle that you're building in leadership, in self-worth, and all these things. And it's about erasing the old mentality of I'm a follower and replacing it with I can be a leader, I can be a coach, I can be a team captain, I can be someone to help some people. Yeah. And so the more you practice, the stronger you're going to become. And so the erase and replace philosophy is based off of that. Now, there will be people and places and things that you're going to need to leave behind. There are core issues you're going to have to identify in order to establish your recovery. And you're going to need to let those go.
And they're scary. That's scary.
And replace them with things of greater value.
But that scary is, that's the scary that how do you let go of that, looking forward to something in sobriety that you've only heard about? And really the only thing we can leave it to is you have to trust us, you have to trust yourself, and have faith that it's going to get better, and take that leap. And, is it worth it? I think so. I think a lot of people, you can ask many athletes on this team that have taken the leap, and it's been worth it. In fact, I ran into Malcolm Evans and Megan at Costco just barely.
So we were
just talking about the county to county and our new amazing leaders that led that. And he's like, I love it. They're doing what you had me do, that built me up and taught me all the things I'm doing now. He's like, I wish I could come out, but Malcolm's doing amazing things now and is on with his family, but he's been clean. I have no idea how many years, but years and years. And he's doing phenomenal. And he's like, it's those things that helped, secure my sobriety, is being able to participate in activities and events like that.
So listeners, if you're ready to become part of a part of Addict to Athlete, to really strengthen your own desire to live a clean and sober lifestyle, to create healing from addiction, not just simply being in long-term recovery, take your mark.
Yeah.
It looks like this. Number one, improving your self-worth. You've got to remember who you are and get ready to take your place in recovery. We do this by serving out of our inconvenience. And I love this principle so much because I parent out of inconvenience. We serve out of inconvenience. When we experience low self-esteem, it can be difficult to look outside of yourself. But how many people have approached you in your time of need? You tend to focus on your limitations rather than how you could assist others. You don't realize, you guys out there listening, how inspiring you can be. Your stories have power to change lives if you'll be willing to show it, not just in verbalizing, but also in active participation by showing up. You tend to focus on limitations, which means that, you get stuck on like, well, I can't run, I can't swim, I can't bike. It doesn't matter. No one ever finishes alone on Team Addict to Athlete, and there are 1,000,001 things you can do. And chances are you'll probably shock yourself. Positive action attracts positive thoughts. Mind-blowing research here, isn't it? Yeah. Because think about it. If we are stuck in that negative mindset, that's all we're going to attract. Thus, we don't call you addicts on Team Addict to Athlete. We call you athletes and champions. It's a big deal. Improving self-worth is a big one. Number two, social detox. Now there we go. Here's a big one.
It's a kicker for most people.
It really is. So I remember one time, and this has happened many times, when I've had people in my recovery groups, and man, I was a mean therapist. I think I still kind of am at times, a mean therapist. But I had a guy once come in and he just looked like he'd fallen off the turnip truck. And he was telling me how he's this dad and how he's got this stuff going on and how no one trusts him and how he can't get a job. And I'm like, dude, you've got to freaking put a clean shirt on and cut your hair. Well, I won't do that. I'm like, then expect that you will always have to fight harder than everybody else. And right now, you do not have the capacity to fight any harder. And we battled back and forth. And I'm like, I wouldn't trust you, man. If I saw you walking down the hall of my school, I'd call the cops. And Blue, what a jerk you are. But guess what happened? When he went home, got a clean outfit on, cut his hair, shaved, he drove on the bus to group that next day. Mm-hmm. And guess what didn't happen? No one approached him for drugs. Oh. Okay. No one, treat
there's judgment in
both ways.
And what are you trying to bring to yourself.
Absolutely. And it's crazy. Athletes, you've got to take care of your appearance. Now, here's the thing. Oh, I don't care. People should be I should be who I am. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. But remember, if you're participating in those kind of things, you're going to attract those kind of people.
Yeah.
I'm not meaning you have to freaking dress in suit and tie, but what I mean is, and it's not just your dress, it's about your appearance. It's about being able to stand as a beacon so people can see you and say, that person has something to offer. I'm going to go talk to them. Your outward appearance is often a reflection on how you feel inside, as evidenced by how many of you listen at home are depressed, yet have tons of dishes in your sink.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I remember when I was serving in the church and I'd go to people's houses and I could see who was stressed and out of sorts by what their kitchen sink looked like.
Yeah.
Is it not true?
It's very true.
And so, if our outside of our house is all jacked to crap, guess what the inside's going to look like?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Same out here, right?
It's the point of just, what do you want to present? And you can still be unique and creative and fun. It doesn't need, like you say, to be wearing a suit and tie everywhere you go. But it's just doing it with a little more care and watching what behaviors are you presenting to the world. What kind of
language you're using.
Yeah, that because what you present and what you put out there is also going to be what you bring back.
This always gives people heartburn, but I don't care because I've seen when you social detox as well as chemically detox, amazing thing happens. The principle is not about vanity here, rather treating yourself with respect. And often you will be the first person to treat yourself with respect if you follow this principle.
Yeah.
And it sounds dumb and it sounds quirky and it's like, well, I am who I am. And that's great. That's okay.
You can still do that.
But
there's, what is it that you're, just notice how people react to you. And it's amazing if you change a few things, what differences you'll change in how people react to you as well.
You want to improve your self-worth. You got to look at who you're surrounding yourself with.
And I think this is probably even more important than some of the other ones that you just discussed on the social detox, but who do you keep around you?
You are the average of the 5 people you associate with.
You spend the most time with. And so who do you want to be around? You want to be around people who lift you up, who help encourage you, help inspire you to be better, to do better, to act better, so that you're given the, invitation and the respect of those around you as well to move up.
Social detox gives people heartburn, but I'm telling you, it is the quickest principle that you can feel instantaneous results from. Instantaneous. You walk in. I remember, and Coach Jensen can remember this, when we had another guy that I challenged him with this. When he came back, I didn't even recognize him. I was introducing him as a new person to the group. He's like, Blu, it's me. And I'm like, Lonnie, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
It was night and freaking day. It was amazing. I'm like, dude, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
Now here's the deal. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of this, but you will have to work harder.
Yeah.
Improving self-worth by changing your perspective. I love this principle so much. So this could look like traveling a different route home from work or to work. This could be like taking a vacation or doing something you've never done. This is about you showing up for a 5K that you never thought you could accomplish, even if you have to walk the bugger. Yeah. This is about you doing things that are way out of your comfort zone, but with your team that will help keep you safe.
And to me, it's not just about doing things differently. It's about seeing things differently. That's what really perspective is what is our view of the world around us. And if you're seeing the world from maybe a victim mentality of, oh, poor me, everything's happening to me, or you're just seeing the world from maybe your addict mind of, okay, well, what do I need to get next? And I need to be hooked up now. And I'm just living the life that I'm living. You're going to need to do a shift and decide, maybe I need to start putting my priorities, like I was saying earlier, in a different place, and, start talking to people, change the way you're thinking and how you're looking at the world.
Absolutely. Participating in something you've never done before. It can refresh your mind and break negative thought patterns. Sometimes the smallest decisions can change your life forever. And a lot of you guys have known this because that's how you might have gotten caught. A small decision of, you know what, I won't take that beer can down to the back of my pickup. I'll let it blow out in the wind, and you get pulled over, right? It's the smallest things that sometimes have the biggest consequences. And so the same holds true when you're doing something positive. Documenting your accomplishments. Okay. This is one thing I noticed very early in Team Addict II Athlete's inception. And that was we documented absolutely everything and still do.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because there will be times when you'll be so down, you'll be so out that you'll want to jump ship. And I promise you, if you guys will search and scope the pictures on our social media and you see yourself in action, you'll have a lot less desire to want to jump ship with photographs, social media posts, write down on a piece of paper, document everything you're doing. You'll start seeing that not only the things you've accomplished become greater and greater, but you become more and more capable.
You'll be inspired.
Absolutely.
And as you write down the things that you've done, journal is so important.
Remember.
Yeah, it helps you remember, because it's so easy that we forget how life is or life was. And if you don't write it down, you'll forget again. So, or you just see it differently. All of a sudden, maybe those using days aren't that bad. It wasn't really that bad. And then you start thinking twice and three times about maybe picking up again. So it's being able to look at it realistically and say, what is it I'm doing? Write down the things you're working towards, those goals or those dreams. Write them down. They don't come about if you don't have them set in your mind.
Absolutely. Because you have to celebrate those successes when you might feel as though you're all alone. I mean, it's why there's so many medals back there. Every one of those medals were achieved after blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of tears. And the thing is they're accomplishments. They only mean something to me. I could give one of these to you guys. You wouldn't matter. Those numbers behind Marissa back there, those are all accomplishments.
Yeah.
Celebrate them, show them off. You can inspire people without even realizing it. Become a mentor. And I'm not talking about a sponsor, because a sponsor has very specific duties in a very specific group. I'm talking about be a mentor by teaching someone a skill or imparting some kind of wisdom that you're accumulating, or by sharing your knowledge, you prove to yourself how amazing and of a unique of a person you truly are.
And it doesn't matter who you are. There are talents that you possess. And
every
being able to
one of
share,
our athletes has them.
And being able to share the things that you already know, the things that you're good at, it does something for the other person, and it does a huge thing for you.
You want to rebuild a relationship with a loved one, mentor them.
Yeah.
But you've got to share. You can't keep it to yourself. That's very counterproductive. One of the coolest things about this is when you can reflect and then just be. This was a hard concept for me to kind of wrap my head around at first. And I really was kind of like, what does that even mean? But the more and more maturity that I gather, the more and more worth that I see in what we're doing, I understand it more and more. Often we are experiencing low self-worth. We think of a lot of problems are somehow our fault. This is found in a position where you kind of observe your surroundings and then see outside obstacles as stressors that may be influencing you. Be concise with your thoughts and start making plans to correct them, and then turn around and see how far you've come. This is the principle of the gap, you guys. And what I mean by that is this dude here on the rock, as he's standing here looking over, he's looking to the horizon, and it's a little bit misty up there. There's a little bit of cloud cover. It looks a lot like what it looked like today outside.
Yeah.
And if I told him, I want you to swim across that frigid lake and then go to the horizon, what would happen once he got across there and up that mountain?
The horizon just keeps stretching.
It would change. He'd get up there and look at me, and he's like, the horizon's a lot further than I thought. I'm like, keep going. Guess what? Never happens.
You have to keep going.
Yeah. You never reach it.
You don't get there.
But I love what this picture depicts, because it's him taking a moment to just be.
Mm-hmm.
And to just be at one with himself, to just reflect what he's done, where he's come from. Everything he's done to that point has put him right there, as have it with you.
Yeah. Assess where you're at, like being able to be calm, to, do some meditation, maybe to do some mindfulness, and just be. That's it.
Number 7, you can improve your self-worth by simplifying. Okay. Again, your outward appearance is often a reflection of your internal well-being. So create a very safe and clutter-free environment. It's funny how much stuff you can accumulate and how it becomes clutter. Clothing, artifacts, trinkets, all kinds of stuff. And I shouldn't show them my room right here, huh?
No,
I got lots of stuff.
Don't need the desk and all
but
that.
It's freeing up space in your environment, and your life will help you enjoy the space that you've created.
Yeah.
And it's a huge deal, but you got to simplify in order to do that. If you can simplify in your tangential, what is that word?
I don't know. Environment.
Environment. You can do it inside as well. So if I'm asking you to simplify and declutter your soul, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Case in point, go back to erase and replace. It's about letting go of stuff that you have absolutely no control over and have been carrying for absolutely no reason.
Things you don't need.
Why
things
carry?
That are just taking up space.
Yeah. Why carry
yourself
guilt?
And
why carry guilt and shame and trauma? Why carry that stuff? It's just low. It's just weighing you down. What if you simplify it? What if you let it go? What if you declutter that heart of yours? Those very small starts.
And sometimes that being able to let go of that means you need to do something. It's not just, okay, I'm not going to feel guilty anymore. I'm letting go of the guilt. But maybe you need to do something to let go. What is the action step that you may need to do to let that go? Yep.
Absolutely. Start with things like small lists. Maybe document on your phone, things you need to get rid of, things you need to declutter. We have a rule now in the house that if we haven't touched it in a year, it's gone. We don't need it. And that's been kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I touch a lot of things at least once.
Yes, he does. But we need to get rid of more.
We really do. In improving self-worth, athletes discover your passion. Everyone has a list of things that they wanted to do but never get around to it. Be cautious with making a bucket list you never intend on accomplishing. This is a big deal to me. And the more and more that I'm starting to see the humanity in this existence and the fragility of life, I'm starting to realize that there's a lot that I still want to do and need to stop putting it off. We tell ourselves all the time that we don't have enough time, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough resource. Those are all excuses, you guys. If we truly have a passion to do something, then we better do it.
Yeah. We
make excuses to not pursue our passions, partly because we may not believe we actually deserve happiness or that it's possible.
We deserve it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that an interesting thing?
I think it's something you just start with something small. If you feel like that is just too big, start with something small and just make a goal and just set your sights to do something little. And then what we're saying on here, you change your perspective, you write it down, you enjoy it right there. And then you evaluate, you just be, and then do it again.
So, this is one of those things where, every couple of years we like to take the kids out and take them on a big vacation. And we've done Disneyland a few times, but after this last year of just chaos and nuttiness and bizarre circumstances, we went and did a simple beach trip. The cost was the fuel to get there and the house,
which
the
we eat
Airbnb, the Airbnb that we rented. You guys, it was minuscule compared to like the Disneyland extravaganza. Yeah. But our kids and us had the most amazing time just letting the salt water tackle us.
Yeah.
So, we can say, well, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, but those are excuses. Those, and they really are. Yeah. And you better be careful because you'll wake up tomorrow and life will be pretty much over. So don't delay, start now, right? This is a big one. I found passion in service. I found passion in sports. I found passion in providing this content for you. And I found passion in a lot of areas in life, but there's still so much more that we want to do. And I want you to do that. Number 9, of course, improving self-worth. Did you guys know that exercise is like seriously the key to pretty much everything?
That's so weird.
It's the weirdest thing. Depression, anxiety,
it's
trauma.
So hard.
It is.
But yes, it is.
And obviously, exercise.
Everything good isn't easy.
No, it's not. But obviously, exercise is the foundation of what we do here. Exercise can have profound effects on your self-worth. Yep. It is the craziest thing. Once you accomplish a flipping 5K, you're like, holy crap, I just ran, walked, crawled, rolled 3.1 miles.
Yeah.
What? That's insane.
It's huge. It's huge.
Absolutely. And it doesn't just help your body, you guys, it helps your state of mind. And I didn't realize the magnitude of what this does to people until we started seeing it in active recovery and active participation. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to do. And I believe that 110%.
It's what's in your mind for sure.
So that being said, let's get to your well-being. This is what Marissa talked about. Invest in your well-being. Evaluate your spending habits, make changes. Are you spending, money on self-destructive coping mechanisms, right? Are you investing in your well-being so you can spend time, in situations and experiences that can improve your mind, body, soul, all that stuff? If you're not, make some adjustments.
We have a question here. Yeah. What do we do when we see or we think that we are self-sabotaging?
Self-sabotaging is an interesting thing because you'll see it way before it happens. So self-sabotaging tells me that you're not really seeing the value of what you're creating. You're getting into consumer mode. And self-sabotage is one of the most bizarre mechanisms because it's like sometimes, again, we feel like, do we deserve this change? Do we deserve these things? A lot of it is based off of fear, anxiety that we can't maintain what we're creating.
Past failures.
Yep.
And so we, allow those negative thoughts to fill our head.
I think if we were being very honest with ourselves, self-sabotage would be kind of a concept that would be so alien to us because you'd be very real with yourself. You see the writing on the wall way before it happens. But a lot of times we do this and we're like, I don't know why I use. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And you look back at it and you're like, well, I saw the red flags. I saw the situations and the issues, but I didn't say anything. A lot of that has to do, again, with your self-worth. Do you believe that you deserve a life free from this? Or are you just settling? That is one of those things where, it is so overwhelmingly difficult. But if you're in a mindset of self-sabotage, chances are you're going to lose that battle. You've got to reach out for your team. And let me tell you guys, we've lost an athlete not too long ago, obviously, and due to this. And I've been finding out more and more, and I'm really upset that maybe we've translated to you something false, athletes. And that is, do you know that Team Addict II Athlete focuses on, and this goes into investing in your well-being, on harm reduction, okay, not abstinence. Okay, what does that mean? It means that if you find something that works for you, maybe it's Suboxone, maybe it's THC, maybe it's working with doctors to do ketamine, whatever it is, if it's helping you get from point A to point B, you are welcome here.
100%. All avenues of recovery are welcome in Addict II Athlete.
If you find yourself in a situation where you're like, I want to quit using, you've got to come to us. Marissa Robinson over there is one of the most amazing individuals that can help find you resources that I'll ever know. And we are we do not align ourselves with any treatment programs and never will, because I don't believe in that method. But I believe in doctors that we have found very specifically and trust wholeheartedly.
But I'll give you an honest evaluation, an honest recommendation, where a lot of people, may go get an assessment at a treatment center. Well, that treatment center is going to tell you need treatment with them, obviously.
Why would they do that?
Because that's where they make money.
That's so weird.
They're not going to say that you would fit in a different facility.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird, right?
So much for access to recovery, where you feel like you can get recovery.
Yeah.
Right? No, it's you come here because our name's on the letterhead.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. If you're in a situation where you're self-sabotaging, you need to reach out to me, to Marissa, to a team captain, to another coach, and say, I need a little personal training here. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. One of the coolest things I've read about in probably the last year is called the Sinclair Method. It's not really utilized a lot here in the US, but it's phenomenal with alcohol dependence and being able to have people help try to cut back on the alcohol dependence, but it allows them to drink. It allows that. But look it up if you haven't. It utilizes naltrexone along with it, but it's phenomenal. And there's a lot of different ways out there. The abstinence is not always the answer for some people, and that's okay. That's okay. I believe if you're working on yourself and you're not living with all of the addict behaviors of the lying, stealing, cheating, what I mean? Yeah. Manipulating, then Oh, 100%. We want to help you do whatever you can.
And we'll know if you're not using like the substances or the medications correctly, because we'll see you.
Yeah.
And so if you're using it, well, I went and got my medical marijuana card so I can get high every day. Guess what? You're still using. That's not what it's for. Yeah. You got to be super real with yourself. You've got to be an advocate for like your own mental health, because no matter what you use, no matter what you are taking for a prescription, it only takes you halfway, athletes. Yeah. You have to do the rest.
Yeah.
You cannot just take a pill and be like, I'm all better. It doesn't work that way.
Well, in fact, I went with and saw Dr. Blake that we talk about all the time.
Dr. Blake Rapier.
A lot of people to him about somebody getting on Suboxone.
Why don't you tell the listeners about how he said the biopsychosocial?
Yeah. So the biopsychosocial is what?
No, biopsychosocial, real quick, is something that us clinicians get to write on you if you become one of our clients.
It's your history.
We don't do it on Team Addict II Athlete because I don't care about that stuff. But
it kind of measures your biology. It's your physical, your psychological, your mental, your social needs and deficits, and also and then the spiritual. So
Dr. Blake says what?
Yeah. If you're going to maybe utilize MAT, or you're going to utilize something like that, I can't remember. He gave a percentage. I think it's 25%. It's only going to get you 25% of the way there. And the other thing you need to do is you need to every day do your own biopsychosocial spiritual. So you need to do something for your physical body, for your mental, for your spiritual, your social, and did I say all of them? Spiritual, biopsychosocial, spiritual. Yeah. And if you do something like that every day, that's how you are able to heal from addiction. That's how you're able to retrain your brain. Your brain has been totally screwed up when you're using substances to what dopamine and serotonin does, and your pleasure area of your brain is totally screwed up on what life is. And all of a sudden you quit using and everything sucks. So who wants to do that? Right. Mm-hmm. Well, the best thing you can do is being able to do that by biopsychosocial spiritual, do something with your body, do something with your mind, something to learn, something spiritual, and something social every single day.
So like the bio, let's give an example for me specifically. Okay, that's like what? Medication? What is that?
Bio is going to be like physical. It's going to be something.
Well, yeah. Okay. So it's something physical. So it's like, so I'm going to go out, I'm going to run, I'm going to work out, I'm going to get some exercise in. That's the bio.
Yep.
The psycho, the mental, right?
Yeah. That's going to be maybe seeing a therapist. Maybe it's watching a YouTube video, something like motivates you, something that helps you.
Maybe it's coming to Addict II Athlete.
Yeah. See something differently. Your social, you're going to get out and get with people.
Your average of the 5, pick some good ones.
Yeah. Socialize. You have to have connection. Yeah, we have to
be part of something
spiritual. And that doesn't need to be religious. It can be, meditation. It can be yoga and connecting with yourself and mindfulness and, but there's a lot of other spirituality and
it could
utilize all of those areas.
It could be, praying and those kind of things. Whatever you want is going to bring you closer to something
bigger than yourself.
So you see how important that is? Invest in yourself, athletes. Invest in yourself. Take the time to do it. So if you're on a path to like decompose and what was it? Self-sabotage. Jump on with us. Coach, I'm on that path. We will help evaluate. So the medication is only going to take you halfway.
If that,
maybe even 25%. Mm-hmm. You have to do the rest.
Gosh, that sucks.
I know it really does, but guess
that goes along with everything. Right?
The people, and again, I keep plugging Addict II Athlete because you're watching Team Addict II Athlete, but that's what we do. Mm-hmm. The bio, the physical part. Yeah, okay. The psych, right? That's what we're doing right now.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yep.
The social. Usually, it's your team. Not freezing. We have the connection, and we have things every single week, usually, where you can connect and get together.
The spiritual. When you serve on Team Addict II Athlete and you provide,
sometimes that's the service.
You provide something for someone else. You serve. Guess what? That's pretty dang spiritual.
Yeah.
See how it works, athletes?
Something bigger than yourself.
Something bigger than yourself. That, athletes, is the concept of
take your mark.
Take your mark. Get ready, get set, and go. Not as easy as you think, but very beneficial if you'll invest in yourself. So That being said, I hope this has helped you guys a little bit. We will keep you posted next week. Remember, we'll be at Chubby's all over the state.
Wasatch
Right?
Front, I guess.
Yep.
So yes, Chubby's next Tuesday from 4 to 9 p.m. is Chubby's Cafe in Pleasant Grove, Tooele, Payson, and Vineyard.
Share this live feed with your friends and family. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's on
I don't know,
Twitter and YouTube.
Yes.
Jump on our YouTube channel, you guys. I would love to have more subscribers to that, because
subscribe. We have a lot of good content.
Tons of resources there. You guys could get sick of this face if you guys keep doing all that, man. There's so much out there. Patreon.com/Addict II Athlete. I look forward to us getting together real soon. We'll keep you posted on the happenings. And well done, athletes. Until next time, turn the mess absolutely